back from the dead.
Welcome to The Hard Point, the channel where I try to bring you the best of the best. In this video, we are going to be talking about how you, the viewer, can help to change your gameplay experience without ever having to leave the comforts of your home. Before we begin, guys, I'd like to say thank you for watching my video. My goal by the end of 2017 is to reach at least 500 subscribers. I know we can do it. So if you're a new viewer, please don't forget to head over to my channel and smash that subscribe button for more videos like this one. It would mean a lot to me, guys, if we could hit, at least 100 likes on this video. So make sure if you enjoy this video or find it helpful to please give it a thumbs up. To start this off, a few suggestions that I'm going to offer I learned from another YouTuber. He goes by the name Green Goblin HD. If you're not already a subscriber or haven't checked out his videos, make sure you guys head over to his channel and show him some support. I'm going to go ahead and post a link to one of his videos in which I got some of the information from originally down in the description below, so make sure you guys go over and smash that like button on this video. Now we're going to start off in this video with the first one, which is actually specific only to Infinite Warfare, but can be very helpful if you are an Infinite Warfare player. And what this is you want to go ahead and you want to disable the motion blur and film grain under your option setting. And what this does for you, what it really allows for you is it allows you room to focus more on your getting kills and maneuverability and make sure that you are being successful in a gunfight. And how is this helping, you ask? Well, pretty much when you leave film grain and you leave motion blur on, that's causing a lot of distraction for your eyes while you're playing. So even though you may not really see it, your eyes are seeing it, your eyes are focusing on it. So as you're moving, your eyes are trying to focus with the blur and everything else. This kind of cleans up the image and keeps one steady image for you guys so that you guys can focus on making sure that you're getting those kills and you're getting the highest KD you can possible, because you're not having any distractions visually and it's making you more successful. So make sure the very first thing you do, if you're in Infinite Warfare at least, just go ahead and shut those two things off. Make sure they're disabled. It'll help you out a lot, I promise, guys. Alright, now let's get to the general tips and tricks that are actually going to be the ones for all of you Call of Duty players and even Destiny players, because I know I'm an avid Destiny player, and some of these changes I've made actually really help in all first-person shooters on consoles worldwide. So make sure you guys listen up to this and let's get into it. Yeah. So the next one you're going to want to do is you want to go ahead and disable the controller vibration. And by doing this is actually going to really throw you off at first. If you haven't already done this before, and you're not sure what I'm talking about, you're going to be thrown off. You're going to see a drastic change. You're going to feel very weird playing. It's going to feel very awkward, because as of right now, you're very used to when you're shooting your weapon or you're getting hit or you're hitting something, your controller vibrates. It adds that special effect so that you feel like you're actually, doing it while your mind is focused on the game. But shutting off your controller actually really helps, and it's gonna trip you out at first. It tripped me out at first when I did it. I was so thrown off, and my aim got better, and it got better quick. I was able to acquire my target, I was able to focus on my target and make sure all my shots were hitting my target appropriately instead of missing some of my shots and being scattered everywhere. And you may not think that this small, this minute detail is going to help you, but it actually will. It'll keep you focused, because instead of getting distracted subconsciously, all you're focusing on now is the game itself, and you're getting those targets and you're hitting, and there's really no weight to it. So make sure you guys shut off or disable your controller vibration by going to your options menu again, looking for that option and just shutting it off. Guarantee you will see a big change in your accuracy. Alright guys, number 3. Try these various controller configurations, and I know some of you may already have done this, some of you may think this is just weird, some of you may even find this to be, like, why am I doing this? Well, let me put it this way. Sitting around, I used to play on default, and then I became aware of what tactical was, so I played with tactical. And basically, if you don't know what tactical is, it switches your melee button with your crouch and prone button, and so now your right bumper is, or not your right bumper, but your right joystick is your slide and your crouch. So it really helps to make sure that you're still moving and shooting faster than you were before. So what I did was I went back in and I said, you know what, this is working, but it's not working to the success that I think I needed to work to. So I went back in and I tried a few others out, and guys, I have to tell you, I have the top 3 that I would say could really help you guys out, but I do need to let you know before I go into these that you need to make sure when you put these on, don't get discouraged, because you're going to throw these on and you are going to have a hell of a time trying to get kills. You're going to be all thrown off. You're going to feel like it's not going to work. Well, with everything new comes practice, determination, and patience, and you're going to have to apply those in order to make these work for you. But I'm telling you, if you do, I think these can really work to your benefit while you're playing in matches on PvP, even in PvE. Sometimes I played in PvE as well, and it seems to really work out. So the first one, guys, the first configuration that you could try, it depends on what type of game style play that you use, will be one-hand gunslinger. If you go under your options again and you select one-hand gunslinger, basically what this is doing is it is taking your ADS and your trigger and it's stacking them on top of each other. And so this allows you, when you're engaging an enemy coming around the corner, going into a room, or just in general engaging an enemy in front of you, you squeeze your left trigger and your bumper, both in which is your ADS and your trigger, and you get a quicker response to bringing the weapon up to the screen, up to your line of sight, and getting those shots off. So this one is kind of more if you're a free-for-all player, you're running around really quickly, this will help you to raise your gun up and get more shots and more kills quickly. So make sure you guys check that out if that's your type of one. The next one is stick and move. Stick and move allows you to keep your thumbs on the thumbsticks without having to remove them. Whereas one-hand gunslinger, you would have to, the only downside to it, in order to jump or slide, or melee for that fact, you would have to use your buttons. So that would cause you to remove your thumb from your thumbstick in order to do these things. But it also depends on your game style. If you're one that likes to jump a lot, the one-hand gunslinger is not for you. But if you're someone who likes to run, engage the enemy, and periodically jump, then one-hand gunslinger might be for you. So make sure you check that out. Stick and move more allows you to keep your hands on the thumbsticks. Press in your right thumbstick, you jump. You have to press it a couple times, double jump, so on and so forth. But it does allow you to maintain your hands on your sight, on your movement, and also to aim and shoot. So it allows you to get a little bit more in there, though it does kind of prevent your ability to aim and move a little bit, only because you're now worrying about pressing down on the stick, and that kind of limits your ability to focus on the shooting aspect. However, it still does provide a lot of mobility in the fact that there's a lot of situations you might get into that are a little hairy and you need to move. So that might work for your game style, but again, this all comes down to what kind of game style you play with. The next is Bumper Jumper Tactical, and this is my personal favorite and one of the most tricky configurations to become used to playing with, but this setup is one of my favorite. And the reason being is because when you change the setup to your controller, what happens is now your left bumper becomes your jump. So your bumper is now your jump button. Your triggers are all the same again, but you don't have to remove your hand from your thumbstick unless you want to slide. And this setup, honestly, has worked to my benefit in numerous amounts of times. I'm able to jump out of a situation. I'm able to, when I'm engaging an enemy straight on, if I press down both my left bumper and trigger, I engage the enemy with a little bit of a jump, and that jump allows me to aim my sights in and focus closer to the head, direct body shots, and generally gives me an overall little bit of an advantage to the enemy. So if I'm a little quicker on the response of pulling on that trigger and the jump, I tend to win most of the gun battles. So this might be something you might want to consider learning how to play with, because it'll definitely help you in the long run if you are the type of player that needs a little bit of advantage when you're engaging the enemies and make sure you get those kills. However, this can also make you a little jump happy, and you don't always want to be jumping during the gameplay because a lot of guys will pick you off when you're in the air. So you guys got to really, really sit down, play with these, maybe make a custom game, and see, what works best for you. Work on the bots, hone in these skills, and see overall, do I jump more, do I run more, do I slide more, what would work more for me? If what you have now works better for you, then go ahead and maintain it. But these are just a few of my suggestions in which may increase your ability to get more kills and improve your overall performance and gameplay. Alright guys, next, gameplay style. Now this is one of the most crucial elements to the whole thing. And what that means is that your gameplay style is what encompasses everything I'm talking about today. Depending on how you play is what's going to depend on how you use these things. And it's going to be the real overall goal achiever. So you really got to take a step back, look at it, and say, am I more of a withheld player, or am I more of an assertive player? Do I want to rush in there and get the enemy, or do I want to hold back and kind of pick them off as they come, or stay on the outskirts of the map and engage only a few enemies at a time. What works best for you? If you're one of those ones that likes to engage the enemy, every so often, then you may want to go back and look, well, maybe bumper jumper tactical is not for me. I want stick and move, because I have a little bit more time in between kills where I can adjust accordingly to where my enemy's position's at. After taking one out, I need to get the other. This kind of allows you the option to move, and this is also going to tie in with the next couple of tips I have for you guys. So make sure you guys remember this, because the game play style that you use is what is going to lead ultimately everything else I'm offering to you guys today to success. So keep that in mind. We're going to move on to the next one, which is your weapon class setup. When you look at your weapon class setup, you basically, again, want to look at your gameplay style. Like I said, it's very crucial that you know what your gameplay style is. If you're more withheld and you're staying back and you're staying the outskirts of the maps, you may want to put on Ghost, like everybody says in all their videos, because Ghost is going to keep you off the radar. Throw on that silencer, so on and so forth, because when you're running around the outsides of the map, you don't want people to really necessarily know you're out there, because they're going to come out there and try to pick you off, unless you're the ones that want to kind of expect that, and you want them to come out to you, and you want to engage them because you know you can. But it really comes down to your game style. If you're one of those people that like to engage in the middle of the map, you're just head on, I want to get in there, get the kills, and just take down everybody, then you might want to look at increasing the damage on your weapon and increasing, the support. So like Flak Jacket, you might want to throw on Flak Jacket. You might want to throw on Sixth Sense to make sure that you're aware of where the enemy is around you at all times. Overall, though, you really have to take a look at what weapon class setup is going to work best for you, and what you want to increase in that weapon class setup in order to make sure that you successfully engage your enemy and stay alive longer. I definitely recommend putting on Sixth Sense, though, on any class, because that's going to allow you to make sure you kind of get that advantage. If you're not really used to reading the minimap, it kind of gives you the advantage of knowing where the enemy's at before the enemy gets to you, and it allows you time to adjust and kill them. But those are the kind of things that you have to look at, and if you want me to make a video on weapon class setups, please don't forget to like this video and leave a comment below. I will go ahead and make a video on good weapon class setups in ways that might benefit you that maybe other YouTubers or people have not suggested yet. Again, all depends on your game style. Now for your score streaks. Alright. Here's a big ordeal. The score streaks. When you look at your score streaks, you really want to take a hard look at them, because a lot of players want to go for the wraps. If you're in Black Ops 3 or the GI unit, a lot of players in the new one want to go for in Infinite Warfare want to go for the RC8. You really have to take a look at where you achieve the strongest. If you're not getting the highest KDs, then you don't want to set your score streaks to the highest. You want them to be lower. But don't forget that just because they're lower doesn't mean they're bad. Overall, your objective, especially if you're a TDM player or any kind of team play mode, you want to benefit your team. So if you're throwing on UAV, counter UAV, and maybe you have one score streak like Scorchers, or if it's in Black Ops 3, you have Lightning Strike. They may not be high, but you got one in there that's going to go on the offensive, but the rest can help you and your team win the match. And I know, like, oh, I want to get the highest KD, I want to be that guy that's out there, getting them all. Well, you may need to, while you're getting used to how things work, really more proficient in the gameplay, you're going to want to make sure that every time you hit, or every time you play, that you are hitting your score streak. It's just very important. If you're not hitting your score streak, then there's no point in having them. You might as well just say, screw the score streak, I'm not using it, whatever. So when you guys go into the gameplay, make sure that you are setting score streaks you can hit, because they're going to ultimately help you and your team succeed, and can ultimately change the outcome of the game from you losing to you winning. So keep that in mind when you're looking at it. And when you get better and better, eventually you'll be able to look at the score streaks and say, okay, I objectively can use this score streak for myself, because I know I'm going to be able to attain it in this game. I've gotten this much better at reading the map and all that, and so on and so forth. So make sure you guys keep that in mind. Now, this is a big one, and I know a lot of people cover this, and a lot of people already know this, but sensitivity adjustment is probably one of the most valuable, next to your gameplay style, tips I have for you guys. And the gameplay style is definitely up there, but your sensitivity adjustment is really going to be the ultimate deciding fact of how you play. Again, if you're running into the middle all the time, you may want to adjust your sensitivity to be very high. If you're one of those players that can control a higher sensitivity, whereas if you're one of those players that are more withheld, you might want to be on lower sensitivity. Now, it all depends again on you, because you really have to be aware of how you play, how you handle those sensitivities. Because if you put on a low sensitivity but it's too slow for you and you're not engaging the enemies right, then maybe you require high sensitivity or medium sensitivity, because you're able to focus in a lot quicker than some other people are. Some people will put on a high sensitivity and they are shooting the wall behind the guy in front of them, and that's not what you want. You want to make sure you're at a sensitivity where you're able to engage the enemy or engage your weapon and make sure that you're hitting your target and not missing. If you miss 1 or 2 shots, hey, that happens, but if you're getting almost all your rounds in there, then you're definitely guaranteed to win a gunfight, and that's what you want to achieve overall within every match that you go into. So make sure you guys take a look at your sensitivity. There's nothing wrong with being on a lower sensitivity. It's just going to help you get your kills and get yourself up there and get better stats throughout the game. So make sure you guys take a look at that. Go ahead and adjust before you start the game, and of course create a custom game. That is the biggest thing I could say, is go ahead, create a custom game, play against bots, and hone in your score streaks, hone in your sensitivity, hone in your game style. Make sure you have everything working for you before you go into a match on it. So keep that in mind, guys. The next one is you want to play smart. You want to play smart, and I can't say that enough. Basically what that is you don't want to just go out there thinking, hey, shoot, kill, because you're guaranteed 90% of the time going to die. You want to go into it objectively. You want to say, okay, I want to kill this number of enemies, but how am I going to do that? Where are they spawning? Where is my team? What position can I get into where I'm, maybe on the outside of the enemy team, or maybe I'm using my position of my team and I can position myself a little bit better to flank the enemy while they're trying to flank our team, or so on and so forth. You got to look at everything on the screen, and you really got to think of the bigger picture in order to be successful at taking out the enemy team. So keep that in mind. Make sure that you play smart, make sure that you learn the maps, the spawns, and you focus on the positions of your teammates so you can kind of learn where the bad areas are, and which is where you're going to get the kills, as long as you don't engage them head on where they're running at you and it's the entire team, because they're just going to mob you down. So make sure you guys pay attention to that. And then the last, and certainly not the least helpful tip, this is actually a very great tip, and it's helped me a lot to just remember, have fun and stay calm. At the end of the day, this is a video game. I know there's a lot of people out there that are professional Call of Duty players or whatever, but hey, this is a video game. Enjoy yourself, man. That's the whole point of this. If you're not enjoying yourself, then what's the point? What's the point? Back up, take a breath, go outside for a walk, come back. I guarantee you, if you go calm down, do something else for a while, and you come back, you're going to have some good gameplay. So keep that in mind, guys. I really hope this video was helpful. I can go more in depth into a lot of these. This was just kind of more of a quick tip and trick video for you guys. If you were wanting to hear a little bit more, or want me to go in depth a little bit more, let me know. I can definitely make a video which covers all of these in greater detail. But for now, just keep that in mind. Make sure you guys go over these, pick and choose what may help you more, or if all of them help you, let me know in the comment section below. I can add anything that you guys need to know, may want to know, so on and so forth. So anyways, guys, if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to smash that thumbs up button on this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And as always, I appreciate all your support. You guys are awesome. Peace.